Hello there, Birdman here. Before we start this video, I'd just like to let you all know that I have an Instagram and a Twitter, because apparently you don't know. Anywho, you can follow me on either at thebirdman15. On Instagram, you can peer into my life and even watch me play my guitar Gwen Stacy occasionally. On Twitter, you get my real opinions on things. Heck, you can even listen to my actual voiceover demo over there. And also, oh, just get to the damn video already. Sorry. Anyway, links to these can be found in the pinned comment and description below. Enjoy the video. Dude, why you always gotta hate on me? Like, can I live? Jesus.
Ah yes, the magical, mystical St. Patrick's Day has its own town.
Okay, I'm pretty sure these portals are all just leading to places where these holidays serve as the motif for the town, not that these are magical or mystical in the way you're suggesting. For example, what the hell is mystical about the 4th of July or Thanksgiving? You getting ready to type the food in the comment section. No.
Now, you probably wondered where holidays come from.
Not really, but I've always assumed that they came from corporations looking to make extra bucks. But something tells me this movie isn't nearly that cynical.
So, are you sinning yourself? You said the movie isn't as cynical as you, so why are you counting this as a sin of the movie? This is what I mean when I said you should just tell jokes and have a separate joke counter instead of adding them to the sin counter. This is why people can't tell your actual sins from your joke sins. They're treated exactly the same, which provides a convenient cover for when you're criticized. It's a joke when you're wrong and an actual sin when you're not.
1 minute and 30 seconds in, and stop-motion puppet movie gives up and just animates ghost singers the traditional cartoon way.
What's the problem here? They use the traditional animation technique as well as stop motion. So what? Going back to my previous sin, do you get what I am saying here? Where is the joke? Because according to the dumbass CinemaSins fanboys, these videos are jokes, but where's the punchline in this sin? For those of us with working frontal lobes, we understand that CinemaSins is trying to criticize the movie here, which punches a huge hole in the "these videos are just jokes" hypothesis.
The deadly nightshade you slipped me.
Character who gets slipped deadly nightshade later only has himself to blame since it just happened recently before this movie's plot began. Fool me twice.
Sinning characterization. This is equivalent to sinning Wolverine for not being afraid of jumping into a fight because he knows he heals.
Our first award goes to the vampires for most blood drained in a single evening.
Yeah, but didn't that song you were singing say,
Life's no fun without a good scare,
That's our job.
but we're not mean.
you scare people, but not actually drain their blood, right?
Well, that depends on if you consider scaring people to be mean. Besides, they're vampires. Tell me, do you think eating chicken is mean to the chicken? Shut up, vegans.
Street musicians.
Dude, B.B. King started out as a busker. Hell, I know he isn't exactly a musician, but so did Robin Williams. The disrespect.
The dog ghost character, though, that character's important enough to do in stop motion and add a glow to, as opposed to simply drawing him like the other ghosts.
These are artistic choices, man. Why do you think you can just sit here and tell people how to create their art? This movie never once advertised itself as only consisting of stop motion. They simply use stop motion as the vehicle for their story.
That's twice this month you've slipped deadly nightshade into my tea and run off.
Damn, she's already fooled you twice? Shame on you for sure, motherfucker.
And it was 3 times, but still.
You're mine, you know. I made you with my own hands.
Creator chastises creation for being itself.
Isn't that what Amun-Ra did to Adam and Eve when they looked back at Medusa's hair or some shit?
Huh, it's like this dog ghost isn't even dead at all. So let me ask this. Jack Skellington is dead, but he's not a ghost. But his dog is a ghost. So how does one thing turn into a ghost and another stays an animated corpse?
Jack Skellington is a reanimated human similar to a zombie, and Zero died and became a ghost after being buried. One of them had their body reanimated, and the other didn't. How does this not make sense to you? And asking for logical explanations for these supernatural things is an exercise in futility, as ghosts nor zombies exist. Shut up, Floridians.
Why does Halloween Town need both a king and a mayor?
Sinning 50% of the United Kingdom.
Jack finds the mystical doorway to the other holiday lands just by walking for a long time. Something he and none of the other inhabitants of Halloween Town have ever done, apparently.
Well, there always has to be a first, right? I mean, think about the first humans. They didn't know there were other places outside of Africa until they left and found them. You think they wanted to be chased down by Mufasa instead of maxing out on a Californian beach?
I really want to see this movie in an alternate dimension where Jack chooses the Shamrock Door instead of Christmas Town. I want to see that shit so hard.
everything wrong with The Nightmare Before Christmas. They didn't do St. Patrick's Day.
This magical portal for all the holidays did not include Hanukkah, because the magical portal is racist.
With the exception of Independence Day Town, each of these portals leads to a traditionally Christian holiday, so yeah, they aren't putting any Goldbergs in this movie if you catch my drift. And you didn't include Kwanzaa, so I guess that makes you racist too.
When Jack goes to Christmas Town, he falls through a weird time-space warp abyss thing, but then the movie never explains how he gets back. It's not like there's a ladder he could climb up.
But how is the warp abyss thing explaining how he got to Christmas Town? Just because they're showing something on the screen doesn't mean it's an explanation. What this is a visual representation of how the portals work. Anyway, if he was able to get out of Halloween Town, whatever method that was is how he got out of Christmas Town. I'm pretty sure you said it yourself.
Finds the mystical doorway to the other holiday lands just by walking for a long time.
There's children throwing snowballs instead of throwing heads.
Haha, but how do you know the word snow and what it means, considering 40 seconds ago you sang,
What's this? There's white things in the air.
Context, Jeremy. This is a very common misconception about Jack, that he didn't know what snowflakes were, but knew what a snowball was. The name of the song is What's This? Within the context of the song, the this he is referring to is this place or this holiday. He also said,
What's this? What's this? There's something very wrong. What's this? There's people singing songs.
while himself singing a song. Do you think he doesn't know what a song is? This is a song. He's artistically referring to snowflakes as white things in the air to draw attention to the nature of them and to, rhyme.
Oh my, what now? The children are asleep. But look, there's nothing underneath. No ghouls.
why would there be? Even in Halloween Town, don't you wait until Halloween to do all that scary stuff? And don't you do it all in England, France, and Kentucky, and not in Halloween Town?
No, because in the beginning of the film, they literally show a monster under someone's bed in Halloween Town.
What's this?
Jack is a dick to sleeping kids.
But that's literally his job.
Again, how did Jack get back? Either he walked out of Christmas Town and...
No, we're not going to do this. You've already seen this once. This is called patting the sink count, bro.
At least they're excited, but they don't understand.
Wait, I thought this was a town meeting. So why are the curtains closing like this was a performance? And he's not even allowing the demons to ask any more questions. Jack Skellington expects the whole town to understand Christmas after a song.
Well, he tried, but he kept getting interrupted, so he turned the idea of Christmas into a thing they could understand. Something scary.
Why does this ghost dog even bother to sleep in his grave when he has his whole house he can stay in?
Because if you knew anything about dogs, you'd know they don't want to be in the house, cat person.
Cute, but this is mathematically impossible.
You were saying?
Bonecock.
Jeremy says boner.
Never says a word. Hope he hasn't died.
Haha, because he's already dead, right? I don't really know, but it brings up the question. Can you really die, like go away forever in this world?
Is that really a question? I mean, you clearly see that dead people come alive in Halloween Town, so it stands to reason that whenever someone dies, they get resurrected here, and that includes the denizens of this town. Think about it. Zero has a grave here. Who do you think dug it?
Leave that no-account Oogie Boogie out of this!
Whatever you say, Jack.
Jack trusts these assholes.
Sinning characterization. Again.
Nothing about the Mr. Oogie Boogie that we meet later suggests he's the type of monster who throws the cages of his meals back up the meal pipe.
Except, of course, this scene showing that he does exactly that.
Jack, please listen to me. It's going to be a disaster.
How could it be? Just follow the pattern.
Comic misunderstanding for plot purposes.
If you replaced plot with sin, you'd get CinemaSins' entire existence.
How did these dumb assholes catch the Easter Bunny? I'm assuming the Easter Bunny, like most bunnies, is fast. And how did they even know where to look? They traveled by tub. I'm not buying this hilarious scenario.
Jeremy is framing this as if Lock, Shock, and Barrel were specifically looking for the Easter Bunny, when in fact they were looking for Sandy Claus. So asking how did they know where to look when they clearly got lost is one of those hilarious misunderstandings.
Without ever having given us a non-Halloween Town perspective, movies suddenly start showing us Christmas Town in conjunction with Halloween Town because parallels.
What the hell is a non-Halloween Town perspective? You mean the thing they spent an entire song showing us?
Thankfully for Santa, Boogie prefers musical numbers and chants to any kind of common sense or efficiency.
The entire movie has been a giant musical, and now you're sinning the boogeyman for his song?
The consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
Santa decides to object to his torture in rhyme and meter of the spontaneous song the villain is singing.
Jeremy, this movie is a musical. It is how the story is told. This is like sending Romeo and Juliet for rhyming.
To the head of the team, Zero!
Man, with that kind of favoritism, these other skeleton zombie reindeer aren't ever going to let poor Zero play any skeleton zombie reindeer games.
Except you know the story of Rudolph ends well for Rudolph because his nose saves the day, so not only will Zero be playing them zombie reindeer games, he's probably impregnating one of them.
Just a few minutes into Christmas and Jack is already half-assing it, which is probably why Halloween is usually such a lame holiday.
And that was the sound of all the goths gasping in unison.
Are these Asian puppets racist? I don't know, maybe they aren't, but I swear I'm watching some propaganda film from the 1940s when I see them.
Yeah, but how do you depict characters of different backgrounds in an overly stylized movie? If you don't exaggerate features, then this becomes a question of inclusion and representation. For me, the only problem I ever have with the depiction of black people is when they make it look like we've been perpetually sucking on a red Jolly Rancher. I'm looking at you, Japanese animators.
Reports are pouring in from all over the globe.
Why is the radio news person on duty in the middle of the night a kindly old grandmother? Should be a middle-aged smoking white dude in a Slayer t-shirt.
That's ageist.
Also, it's amazing how easily this town decided that murdering the Santa imposter was the best thing to do. Get some calls about a fake Santa, immediately open fire on things in the sky.
You can't say it isn't accurate, though. Seriously, try flying a makeshift aircraft over restricted airspace here in America and see if the Air Force doesn't stick a Sidewinder up your ass.
My, what have we here?
Oogie Boogie is attracted to human female legs.
Who the hell isn't?
Tits or ass? So again, I'm a legs guy, so I would have to go with ass because ass is a part of the legs. Listen, if you guys are still talking about tits or ass, you need to elevate and get on my leg level, because when a woman has nice legs, son, everything else doesn't even matter. If you put a gun in my head and make me choose tits or ass, I'm going with ass. And it's because you can have a flat chest but have an amazing ass and be just fantastic. But if you have, no ass and you have tits, you're Wendy Williams.
Why does nothing ever turn out like it should?
When I kidnap someone and steal a holiday.
Jeremy sings in a video cliche. Yeah, but PB, aren't you gonna... Can you not be future Birdman for like 2 seconds?
Sandy Claus.
Any grave on Earth is apparently a direct pathway to Halloween Town.
And doesn't this answer quite a few of them questions you had earlier? And you're just going to ignore it? Well,
Have I mentioned this town's extremely liberal attitude towards kids being up at this hour?
Jeremy expects kids to be asleep while their toys are trying to kill them.
One more roll of the dice ought to do it.
I'd like to see this guy and Two-Face get into a battle with each other. One rolls dice, the other flips coins. They leave everything to chance like it's Dungeons and Dragons or some shit.
Oogie Boogie has been established as a gambler in nearly every scene he's been in, so this is you sending characterization. Again.
Don't forget, at the heart of this weird-ass holiday mashup was a love story all along. For some reason.
Sally and Jack's eventual connection was foreshadowed many times. Jack had been longing for something different, and Sally has been admiring Jack from afar. If you didn't see this coming from a mile away, you might just have a case of the CinemaSins.
We're simply meant to be.
Also, okay, so how will Jack and Sally have sex? He has no penis, probably, and she has a frankingina. So it would be tough to do anything other than hug.
What's this? What's this? It's Jeremy being dumb. What's this? My mind is going numb. What's this? I think I might have lost a few IQ points watching too much of this shit. Fuck!